Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another stale movie review. Today we're going to be talking about After Midnight. This one comes to us via suggestion from Boyd Crowder. Thank you so much for the suggestion. He always gives 5 million awesome suggestions on every single video. I don't know how you've seen this many movies, but I applaud you and I am in awe of you. I also want to say a quick thank you to my creepy patron peeps for your support of my channel. Thank you so much. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link in the description box. Alright, so After Midnight is a horror anthology about a college professor teaching a course called The Psychology of Fear. He brings his students to his home one dark and stormy night to tell scary stories. The first involves a young couple whose car breaks down by an old abandoned house. The second has 4 trendy teenage girls getting lost in a bad part of town and being chased by a pack of vicious dogs. Last, we have a telephone operator being stalked at the answering service where she works on the night shift. First and foremost, this is an anthology and I love horror anthologies, so I was very happy with this one. This one reminded me a whole lot of Dead of Night, which I recently reviewed for an Exhumed movie review. I'll link it up at the top. Whatever side. Instead of just an anthology of separate segments, they are, you know, story within a story. So we have a character in what would be the wraparound telling the story that we see on the screen. So I really liked that. We have a Dead of Night kind of feel to it as well with the character Allison, I'm sorry, who at the beginning of the movie has a, you know, she's talking to her friend how she has a really bad feeling about what's gonna happen, and you know, without giving too much away, there is a very Dead of Night twist at the end. But I liked how the stories kind of had an urban legend feel to them. Not the actual like movie urban legend, but actual urban legends. Because, you know, it's people, you know, around a fireplace telling scary stories and things like that. And they're kind of, maybe they don't necessarily have a moral or a lesson that you need to learn like urban legends do, but they kind of had that feel to them. And I liked it. You know, it just seemed like they were those kind of stories that people pass on. You know, like I heard, you know, from a friend of a friend of a friend that this happened to this person's cousin or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, of course, as it is an anthology, I have to tell you what my favorite segment was. My favorite was probably the first one, which is The Old Dark House. I think that's what the second is called. The Old Dark House, yes. I feel like that one had the most urban legend vibe to it, and it was like, you know, it just had just enough comedy in there, not because it was like bad like the second one, which I'll get into. It just had like, it had some inherent comedy to it, and it had like that nice twist at the end that was very urban legend feeling. I liked it. I also liked the wraparound segment as well, particularly like once the movie ended and the wraparound ended. I feel like I was kind of like, ooh, okay, now I really liked the wraparound. I wasn't so sure at the beginning, but and also the teacher, the guy that plays the teacher, like, he's fine. So now I have to get into the segment that I liked the least, which was the second one, which is called A Night on the Town. I feel like that one just had the least amount of direction. I don't know, I just feel like it didn't really have like a story that it was telling. And there were some parts that were funny about it, but I think it was because it was bad. I don't know, it just feels like 2 separate stories. So the girls are like, they're obviously underage and they're driving around trying to get into clubs, and this kind of leads them to driving into the bad part of town, finding somewhere where they can get into where they won't get ID'd, running low on gas. So they stop off at this abandoned gas station and there's a psycho there. So he attacks them. So you think it's gonna be about the psycho, you know, coming after them and trying to kill them. But then it becomes about his dogs trying to kill them after they manage to, you know, kind of accidentally kill the psycho killer. Like his 3 guard dogs come after the girls, like just very decidedly. Even when the girls drive away, the dogs keep coming after them. Like, they are very dedicated dogs, I will give them that. That part kind of didn't really make any sense. I feel like in real life, after they drove away, the dogs would have kind of lost the trail or given up. But you know, what do I know? Then like the second half becomes about the dogs chasing these girls, and then the girls have to defeat the dogs, and it just ends very abruptly, and there's no twist at the end or anything like that, and it just, you know, just kind of ended, and I was like, oh, okay, well, that's it, I guess. It was my least favorite. I really could have just done without that one. And, you know, it's definitely not a perfect movie by any means. This is probably nitpicking. And I did enjoy it for the cheese factor, but there are some parts in the movie that don't necessarily make any sense. Like the teacher, he makes a very big impression on the first day of class by teaching the students about fear by pointing a gun at one of the students. Then when he invites all the students over to his house, his idea of scaring them is just telling ghost stories around the fire. I just felt like it didn't really match what was supposed to be like this unorthodox teacher, and it's like, oh, we're just gonna tell each other stories and we'll be super scared, and that's the lesson. I don't know. We also have like Allison's friend, who at the beginning of the movie is excited about the class, and she keeps talking about how she likes to be scared, and then when it comes her turn to tell the story, she's like all of a sudden super fearful, and she's like, I just get scared just thinking about this story and things like that. It's like, don't you like being scared though? There were just some little things like that that kind of like didn't really match or make any sense. Like it wasn't consistent in the movie. So was After Midnight worth it? Yes, I really enjoyed it. I think I wasn't feeling too sure about it once we got to the end of the movie, or once we, you know, finished up the last story, which I also liked. I liked the last one as well. And I wasn't really sure when the wraparound started to end, but that twist at the end, like, kind of just like hammered that nail into place. I was like, oh, okay, I like this. I really like this. So that being said, I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. On IMDb, it has a 5.6 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't have a critic score, but audiences scored at 28%. What's going on, people? Seriously. And there's nothing on Roger Ebert for it. If you want to check out After Midnight for yourself, I'll leave an Amazon affiliate link to the movie on Amazon Video in the description box. Like I said, that is an affiliate link, so you don't have to use it, but if you do and you use that link, it does help out the channel. So yeah. You've seen After Midnight, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it. As always, you can find me on all the normal social media places. The links for those are in the description box. You can also find me on my blog at NightmareMaven.com, MorbidlyBeautiful.com as a contributing writer, and on their YouTube channel as a contributing author, as well as on Patreon.com/NightmareMaven if you want to check that out and support the channel. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!